Hey guys, hope you're all doing well today. I just wanted to chat a little bit about humility. And there's a mantra that I have that I always repeat to myself. Whenever I wonder why I'm facing certain adversities that seem inordinate in my life, adversities that, by all rights, I did nothing to deserve, and those around me, my friends, family, colleagues, they know it as well. And that mantra is, God knows better than I do. I wrote a little bit about this in my novel today. I've been intending on actually inserting the story of Job into my novel, or my novel series, for quite some time, and that's what I ended up doing. The principal the principal thing that was Job's proposition, it's all he wanted, was to know why. Thy will be done as far as he was concerned. That he would be totally at peace with being slayed by God as long as he knew why. And more than anything else, that story, what it revealed is that evil exists. Job was one of the most upright people alive at the time. Very wealthy, lots of friends and family, good relationships, faithful. And all this stuff happened to him, and in an obvious manner. In a manner where everybody could see it. It was not mistakable. God did not do it. That which was apart from God did it. Satan, the challenger. They make this very clear in the parable. And for whoever lived at that time, assuming that the story of Job is more than simply a parable, but in fact history, who knows? Well, I know. But in different ways. It matters not. The truth of the story still rings. It's still there. God knows better. He's not doing that to you. God is love. God is Christ. He is your Savior. He loves you. He is your King and your friend. He would not do that to you. But the enemy does it, and you know the enemy therefore exists. The greatest trick the devil ever played was convincing humanity that he didn't exist. That rings true there. So that mantra, I say again, God knows better. I am temporal, ephemeral. I live in this era as Peyton Pearson. The collapsing of a wave function in a single reality of infinite. Infinite realities where even the slightest change in my choices in areas that might seem completely unimportant, make an entirely separate reality. And in this one, God is with me. And nevertheless, the evils that I face are not him. The main character of the story I'm writing, I call him the scientist. The path he goes through in his very long life, very long, is a path that is replete with gut-wrenching adversity and pain and tragedy and death. Though ultimately, at the end, it's triumph and glory. But he has to go through all of that stuff, not because God's doing it to him. It's because the enemy exists, at least in that reality. The thing about time and parallel realities is there are those realities where he does not exist. The enemy, the Satan that I'm talking of. And if the infinity of realities where Satan does not exist is bigger than the infinity of realities where Satan does exist, then ultimately Satan goes to zero and is erased from existence entirely. But before any of that can be possible, a black and white differentiation must be made, and you must be able to see in no uncertain terms that the devil really does exist. And he really is attacking us. I do find it ironic that of the literal hundreds of doctors I have had check my body out to try to figure out what's going on with me, none of them have been able to figure out what it is. They've only been able to give me the very general diagnosis of peripheral vascular disease. I very clearly have something that's genuinely wrong with my body, and the doctors are stumped. They've told me that to my face. But all the veins and arteries, or nearly all of them, have been obliterated in my lower legs and my lower arms, as well as various other parts of my body. I find it ironic that this is where Jesus was nailed to the cross, in his feet and in either his wrists or his hands. I don't have pulses in my wrists. Whatever happened to me? Is it a stigmata? Stigmata is a real thing. It actually happens. I don't know. Anyway, basically, God knows better, guys. That's all I got for today. Love y'all. Peace.